Guys, for the game, we got Oren Burks will be questionable and Kalia Davis questionable. Go ahead.
So that's pretty good news on Deebo. What does it mean just to have him not, be a factor as far as the injury report?
It's huge. I mean, a little scary at the beginning of the week, but the fact he was able to go full go today and no restrictions on him is definitely a good thing for us.
What are the injuries with Burks?
Burks had a collision yesterday, so he's got a shoulder.
What are you seeing there? Excuse me, running back Jahmyr Gibbs. Are there any similarities to Christian just with the traits and the size and all those things?
Yeah, I mean, they're both really good backs. I mean, he's a rookie in this league, but everyone knew, saw him coming out of college, how good he was going to be. He's just getting started. He's going to have a hell of a career. The speed he has is as good as anyone's, but he also run hard, can make the cuts, and he's got another good back to pair with him.
No, was Deebo, was it just a pain tolerance thing, just waiting for pain to go away kind of thing?
Yes, yeah.
What did you learn from Brock on Saturday?
Nothing that we don't already know. I mean, thought it did enough to win us that game. He was a stud at the end, especially on that final drive, and same guy he's been every day.
Coach, in December, you said about Brock that, and also other players, that you'd rather have a player that's hard on themselves than the other way around. I'm curious, how do you assess yourself? Like, how hard are you on yourself?
You should probably ask people who know me well, but I think I'm pretty hard.
Have you had people that know you say, I think you're too hard on yourself?
Yeah, I think if you're not hard on yourself, it's kind of hard to put in the work and stuff that it takes, I think, to be an NFL coach. And I think most of us are pretty hard on ourselves. We're kind of perfectionists because it's kind of, how hard it is to win games for everybody. So you demand a lot out of everybody, just like you demand a lot out of yourself. So it's a very fine line in winning and losing. So you question every single thing, every single moment, and that always starts with yourself.
We won't talk to you, Kyle, until the end of the game. What are the final 48 hours before the game like for you?
Usually the final 48 hours are a lot better than the first 48 hours. It gets more relaxing as the week goes. You feel more prepared. I mean, you always start out the week stressed out. Right? You pull on tape. There's a lot to absorb in. I think always when you can do the best is you start out a week with a fear to fail. That's always what gets you to work and put in the stuff. And you want that to be natural, that you can make that go away. And usually by the work you put in, the plan you put together, watching the players do it, going through the practice, getting to know another team. Usually by the time you get to this time, which after this we consider kind of our weekend because we get out of here about 3 hours. And it's a lot more relaxing. You catch up on sleep, you get ready for a Saturday night meeting tomorrow, and usually watch a movie Saturday night before you go to bed, and you wake up and it's on, and it's something you've been getting ready for, and you're ready for it by Sunday.
Will Deebo return kickoffs?
I don't know. We haven't thought about that yet.
We haven't considered that.
Oh, he might. Yeah.
Does he have any sort of limitations at all?
No, none.
Does he risk further, damaging the shoulder if he plays?
No.
Shoulder bruise?
I don't know. I don't ask questions like that. No, not at all. Then I'd have to be lying now. It's real easy for me when I don't know.
Given how you said on Wednesday that you were feeling better about potentially his status, were you able to kind of treat the game plan normally, with his?
Yeah, you got to always have contingencies, but just talking to him how he felt Monday compared to Saturday. And, he had shoulder stuff earlier in the year and comparing it to then and the difference. And by the time how he felt Wednesday, so, we were real worried right after the game because he couldn't go back in and couldn't finish that, which is always concern. But you get the medical reports and that it is possible. Just depends on the pain tolerance and how it heals. And he had a great practice yesterday, and then by today, he's full go and stuff. So kind of out of sight, out of mind right now.
Coach, having gone through this game 3 years in a row, four times in the last 5 years, are there notes you write yourself during the week to remind yourself on game day not to forget, whether it's plays or just a message you want to convey to your team?
Yes, but not really based off of previous experiences. That's off of what you think is happening right now. So it's you never stop thinking about the situations from when you know who you're playing to when the game's over. It never stops. Everything's adjusting. That's kind of how a game is. It's how a week is. You never know how a game's going to unfold. You prepare for everything possible, and then that kickoff starts, and you're sitting there with a clear mind, ready to react, and that's why I like when it doesn't rain, so I can make notes on my call sheet and then not get smear. That's my biggest problem with the rain. But yeah, you make notes all the time for yourself.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about Alfredo Gutierrez, our Mexican player. Your thoughts on Alfredo, and also Isaac Alarcón, who is coming to the team.
What's that?
Isaac Alarcón,
Yeah.
who's coming to the team, and also Alfredo. Just your thoughts.
Yeah, well, I love Fredo. It's been awesome. You know, you never know how it's going to be when you get that extra player. But to get a guy of Fredo's size and stuff like that, it's been great to be able to use him and things. I think he's gotten a lot better since he's been here. And he's an awesome dude. Guys love him. For Christmas, he got me a Mexican bottle of tequila with a real scorpion in it. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Isaac Alarcón, who is coming to the team.
I don't know yet, so I'm looking forward to getting to know him.
Non-game question. Raheem Morris, head coach, Falcons. What kind of your thoughts on him getting that opportunity?
Oh, it's way past due. Raheem's one of the best coaches I've been with. I got to work with him earlier in my career in Tampa. Always was trying to, when I was young, trying to get my dad to hire him as a D coordinator, and he ended up becoming a head coach so fast. And then I got a chance to work with him in Washington. And then in Atlanta, he actually was on defense. He got to come work with me on offense for a year, and was as good of a coach. The fact that he was on defense his whole career and can come be our receiver coach was unbelievable. How cool he was, how good he did. Always tried to get him here every single year. But Raheem's been one of the best, and he's going to a hell of an organization, a good situation with good people, and really happy for Atlanta that they got him, and more than happy for Raheem.
What happened with Cleve Farrell? I don't think we had a chance to ask you about that when you put him on IR. You thought at first he might be able to come back?
Yeah, we were trying to, and there's always a risk with it. But you got to weigh in those percentages and stuff, and we tried to give him as long to wait as we could before we went through and got a surgery for him. We were thinking, but he wanted to wait at first because everybody wants a chance to can we win this game and him have a chance to be ready in 2 weeks if that happens. But then when we just looked into it and all the scenarios, it wasn't the best thing for him, and would have been too much risk and really wasn't worth that risk. So we had to go through the surgery.
How would you assess his contributions, and was he missed in the playoff game?
Definitely. Cleve's been awesome this year. I think the way he plays the run, the way he runs to the ball, Cleve's been a very good ad for us on defense, and we really appreciate him. Wish he was still here with us, but I mean, he's still here with us. I still wish he was playing with us, and I know he does too, but the guys love Clee and as a person, but he's been really good for us this year.
What's your final message to the team?
I'll tell him that tomorrow night, but it won't be anything magical. It won't be anything I mean, our guys are ready for the moment. We'll say a few things tomorrow night, which is always extremely overrated, and we'll get to bed and we'll get up ready to go. All right, guys, thanks.